Welcome to Ladies Who Jazz, where each month I interview and feature a different female jazz musician. Today we have the awesome Sara L'Abriola, who plays guitar. Sara, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So can you tell us how you got started in jazz?
Well, my family are all musicians. My dad's a jazz pianist. However, I started off more with like classical guitar, and I didn't really get into as much standard jazz, more like Django Reinhardt, gypsy jazz. And I kind of got into that because I was watching Woody Allen's Midnight in Paris and heard Stefan's Bistro Fata. And I knew nothing about the music whatsoever. So I started looking into it a little bit more, and I saw Stefan was playing at a local venue. So I went up to him and just asked him for lessons. And when I started, I knew absolutely nothing about the music. The only song I knew was Minor Swing. And then he was really good and just got me started in the music.
Who are your top 3 jazz influences?
I'd say my top 3 is Django Reinhardt, Bill Evans, and maybe Charlie Parker.
Very cool, very cool. What are you currently focused on in your practice?
Right now, it's just getting my technical ability up and just trying to be more seasoned with playing out because I'm just starting really to gig a lot. And so really working on my rhythm especially because that is really important to accompany other players, and I didn't realize how complex it was until I started actually getting into it and seeing all the different shapes and patterns. So that's really what I've been working on, rhythm and especially just technical ability.
Besides rhythm that you want to improve on, but what are some kind of long-term musician goals?
Probably long-term would be creating music that's truly my own, but like with so many influences from everyone I listen to. Like I do take not just other like guitar licks from other things, but Bill Evans, I'll take his because he has great harmonic techniques. So I really take a lot of that, and I think just making music my own and having a lot of people appreciate what I was trying to do and expanding it to different genres.
Have you faced any challenges doing what you do, and how have you overcome them?
I think a challenge has been starting a little young. I mean, I started this music when I was about 14, and at the time, I don't live in the city. I live about an hour away, so it was really hard to meet people, but I have the best parents in the world, so we went to Samoa in France when I was 15, which was a huge reality check for me, where everyone was just incredible players. So I think really just trying to get the time to come in and play with people, because that's really important in the music, just like having this ability to sit down with someone and understanding what they're doing and how you're working around that to fit yourself. So right now, that was like definitely a huge challenge.
What are you doing presently, and what do you have coming up?
Presently, I'm just doing small gigs in Connecticut with a group called Boulevard Swing. Consists of a gypsy jazz guitar player, a violin player, and a cello player. And I do a lot of local gigs in Cold Spring, which is my town. And in Williamsburg, I've been coming more often to play with bands like Ultrafo and Stefan. Next week, I'll be playing with Rhythm Future Quartet at the Town Crier in Beacon, New York.
Can you please share a musical concept that you think is really helpful for players to have?
I think a musical concept is probably your sense of time. I mean, that's just so important. But like having a complex knowledge of rhythm is so impressive and interesting. I study a lot of Indian classical music, and these players who are playing sitar and singers, they have such a crazy knowledge of rhythm and time, and they can split up the beats and do all this like math in their head, and it's so interesting. And I think it's so cool when I see guitar players and other jazz musicians put that into their playing, because it's just it really brings something to the music that's different than everyone just playing a lick or something like that.
For the girls and ladies out there who would like to start getting into jazz, what kind of advice can you give to them?
I just say, do it. If you have the opportunity, if you want to get into the music, it's so accessible. I did not face any sort of difficulty especially in this music, which is male dominated. But everyone in the music is so supportive. I have never faced any sort of anything in this music, so I just say go for it. It's really fun once you get into it, and you'll make a lot of friends.
What is your favorite food?
My favorite food is waffles. I love waffles.
That's awesome. That's really great.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's time for us to get ready to play a tune. For the audience out there, if you've enjoyed this interview and would like to see other ladies who jazz, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and don't forget to like this video. If you are a lady who plays jazz or know of someone who does and would like to see them featured on this show, please drop me a line here or on my website, lisalouguitar.com. I'm Lisa Lou. This is Sara L'Abriola. Keep shedding.